I'm in singing training. I'm a classical singer. I'm also a writer and also love reading and do bits of acting here and there. I went to Falmouth College of Arts, which is in Cornwall, September 1995. I went to study a BA in Broadcasting Studies because I wanted to be a radio presenter. Uni wasn't exactly what I expected. I found that straight away people would click together, and I always, I've never been a very extrovert person, and so I found it very hard to adapt to that. My hopes were to, I'd done work experience at Radio 1, which I loved, and my hope was to get that kind of job. That was just doing data entry and monitoring and basic jobs just to get in to there. So that was my big, and I thought I would, but the world and his wife were also looking for the same thing, and a lot of it was what because how I got work experience placements was from people I know who were DJs and presenters and said, well, I can get you in, sort of backdoor way. But in terms of paid work, no. And I then started temping for a while, and I sort of trying to look at organisations where there is some kind of connection to media, even if it's not directly, or maybe an organisation that may have a press department. So there's various ways that you can get some experience and get some connections. I ended up working for the Metropolitan Police. And I thought I can work because they have a huge press bureau, press office, and I thought I can work my way up there, and I found that very hard. It's a strange department within there, in that it's quite insular. I've spoken to people who are press officers or senior press officers, and they say it's a completely different environment there compared to anywhere else in the organisation. So it's very hard, it's very rare. I think only 1 or 2 positions were advertised in the 10 years I was there, and they're advertised externally as well as internally, and it's a lot. The application process is a lot of work. I didn't get boarded for an interview for that. I don't know, I found it quite dull. I think my second month or so there, I was sitting there at the desk and I suddenly just felt tears coming down, because it was just, I don't know, just didn't fit. I didn't sort of feel anything there, and it was very depressing, and it was, I don't know, it was like getting off a train at the station and the doors closing behind you, the train's driven off. They're waiting for the next one, but they're all fast trains that aren't stopping. So it's like waiting for the next train to come along that you can get on, because it's. And then you realise, well, do I want to get off at this station to begin with? My approach now is different to what it was, but then when I think of it, I think, well, actually, that probably was what I would have liked to have done as well. I'd always loved singing, and I always thought, I'd like to be able to sing, be a classical singer. I started taking classical singing lessons and discovered that I was a soprano with quite a high range. So for the past 7 years in training, there's still a long way to go. But I was really enjoying that, and I'm trying to see where I can go with that professionally.